Hey, we get to be here for another EFT Business Spotlight. I'm Craig Weiner. And
I'm Alina Frank.
Great. And we have Jules Vandermaat here today. And I want to tell you a little bit about Jules. We're excited about today's Spotlight. She's an evidence-based EFT practitioner. She's a trainer. She specializes in working with women who've experienced sexual abuse. She's also a very highly skilled and qualified social worker with almost 30 years of experience as a therapist with helping children and adults really to recover from trauma. She works in private practice in Coffs Harbour, Australia, with individuals, couples, and group. And we just want to welcome you here into the Business Spotlight, and we're so happy to have you.
Thank you so much, Craig and Alina. It's good to be here.
Good to have you. So this is an area that's very near and dear to my heart. And I wanted to ask you how you ever came across this weird tapping thing. Like, was was it part of just like in the therapy circles that you heard of it, or personally, or like, how did you come across it?
No, definitely not. I didn't come across it at work. So I was working in the sexual assault service at the time, and I was pretty burnt out actually. And I was just looking on Facebook, and the tapping solution thing kept coming up, and I kept swiping it and swiping it. And then I realised it was an interview that Nick Ortner did with Louise Hay. And Louise Hay is, of course, you know, one of my real role models. I love her. And I thought, Louise doesn't promote things that aren't worth promoting. So I sat and watched the interview that Nick did with her. And she was a survivor of sexual abuse herself. And I thought, that sounds really good. I'll just try it myself. And I tried it on something that I would really know one way or the other if it worked.
Right.
And I was so impressed with how well it worked for me. And then I started trying it with my own children, who were all teenagers at the time, and my friends and my family members and my friends' family members, and really anyone that would let me tap with them. I just tapped and tapped, and I got kind of hooked. And then I asked my boss if I could start doing it with some of my clients, because a lot of those people, we had nothing to lose. The talk therapy wasn't working. And they were all fairly desperate, and they were just sort of like, sure, Jules, I'll try. If you think it's good, I'll try. And yeah, we just got pretty amazing results pretty quickly. Both my clients and I were kind of blown away with how well EFT worked. So just continued on since then, getting lots of training and enjoying the journey.
That's great. Is that what your practice is focusing on now? I know you worked for the unit before, but are you in private practice now? Is that your focus? I just want to know.
Yeah. So I don't work for the sexual assault service anymore. My private practice got so sort of busy that I couldn't really do both anymore. So now I work mainly in private practice. And I do have lots of clients who have had experiences of sexual abuse in their history, but I also see children who have, you know, problems, emotional problems, and I see couples, and I see men, I see all different kinds of people. And also I'm just learning how to become a trainer. So that's another thing I'm doing now, which is exciting. Yeah.
Very exciting. So working with sexual abuse, I think takes a special calling, a desire. And, you know, I would just love to know, like, how did you land on that? Some people, I mean, the area you specialize in, sometimes you find it or it finds you. Like, what was the journey of that specifically?
Well, I always have worked with women and children. Like, that's kind of been my love, my whole life. You know, worked with women in pregnancy care, antenatal, postnatal depression, that kind of thing, child and adolescent mental health, women's mental health. And I actually consciously avoided the area of sexual assault for about 20 years because I thought, oh, that would be so hard. And then I kind of realized that pretty much probably 70% of the women that I was working with actually were survivors of sexual abuse. And so they came with diagnoses like depression and anxiety and postnatal depression. But actually what was underneath a lot of their emotional problems was trauma. It was just all about trauma. So I decided one day, when I was sick of being an acute care social worker, a job came up in the sexual assault unit, and I thought, well, at least they'll train me properly, and I'll, you know, maybe it would be okay to specialise in that, because I'd done a master's in couple therapy and I really enjoyed working with couples, and I thought, yeah, maybe if I had the proper skills and training, that it would be an okay job. And I just loved it. I don't know why. I like working with the deep, dark sides of people. And I love that people, you know, people tell me things they've never told another soul.
Right.
It's a very kind of intimate, and it's a beautiful area to work in for me. I love it.
Yeah. And I didn't realize until I got into this work just how pervasive it is, just how
Oh, exactly.
so many people have experienced that.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing with EFT, I mean, not so much pre-EFT, but with EFT, to see people come out of, you know, 30 years of complex post-traumatic stress,
Right.
you know, 10 years of hiding away in their bedrooms, people that have endured nightmares for 10 years, you know, or flashbacks, or not able to go to the supermarket, or all these things that other people take for granted, and that I had no clue how to help them with before EFT, to be honest. So with EFT, it was just so exciting. We were like, you know, we treated EFT like a torch. Let's just shine EFT on the nightmares and see what happens, you know. And I didn't even have that much idea what I was doing, looking back, you know. But it seemed to just sort of work on everything, and I really came to so look forward to my clients coming back. Whereas before EFT, it was so hard to get them to come in because they didn't want to talk about it, you know.
Right.
So EFT has made the work just so much more enjoyable and, you know, pleasurable, exciting for them and for me.
Yeah, that's great.
Win-win.
I mean, it's just so important for people to see EFT being used in a variety of arenas, but when you really take it to the end degree of serious trauma, serious sexual assault trauma, et cetera, and it's so effective as quickly as I've heard stories you tell.
Yeah.
It's so touching and so important.
Yeah. The real test for me actually was after Christmas this year, and I had both, you know, lots of clients in the sexual assault service and lots of private clients. And the ones that had been coming for a while, coming back and kind of saying, oh yeah, I just cruised through Christmas. Like, you know, my brother was an idiot like he always is, but, you know, I just tapped and I was fine. Like, and, you know, Christmas used to be such a traumatic time for people having, you know, seeing their kind of dysfunctional, toxic families, and people, you know, my clients either making choices, I'm just not going to go, or I'm going to go and I'll tap before and I'll tap after, and, you know, like they weren't knocked for 6 by Christmas. And to me, that was a true test of the work, really. And that's what I love about EFT, is just the empowering nature of it. You know, they don't have to have appointments with me to feel good. Most of them were tapping at home, tapping with their children, tapping with their friends, their sisters. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
So you have a private practice, and who do you see? Do you see them in person? Do you see people online? How do you work?
Yeah, I mainly do face-to-face work, but I do online work as well with Zoom. So I'm in Coffs Harbour in Australia, so whatever works for people, I'm happy to do online work. Yeah.
And how can people find you? What's your website where they can look at your offering? Yeah,
so I have a brand new website that's not quite ready to launch, but hopefully in the next week, and it's www.julesvandermaat.com.au. So it's just my name.
Okay, great. I'll have the link in the video so people can find it.
Yeah. Well,
thank you so much, Jules. This has been great. Keep up the
amazing.
amazing.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.